2 NBA games going tonight, 3 NHL games, a whole slate of baseball. Don't you go anywhere if you want to make some money. I'm Lawrence Pressman, Art DeCesar, and Joe Ranieri with us. It's the best betting show ever. We're going to talk sports betting all the way through. A little bit of crypto, nailed it yesterday. Let's get to it. Art, let's start right off the bat with some big news over at the Westgate. They announced yesterday they have been bought by Caesars. You're now part of the team over there. Nothing is going to change on our show, and obviously you can't talk much about it.
Yeah, I mean, I just found out, basically after we did our show yesterday, because, I'm off Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So, after I got off the air with you boys, received a phone call, kind of just, getting the broad strokes of it. Don't know much yet, really can't comment much yet. When I do know more and I am able to just kind of, speak about it a little bit, I have no problem doing that. And when that happens, we'll do that.
There we go. Art's still there. Nothing has changed. We got our sharp bets coming. Art, I had my first bad night in a long time last night. I lost all 3 of my games. Had the over in Houston team total, couldn't get it done. Lakers with a big win. Tampa Bay in regulation, they won it in OT. How did you guys do?
Well, a couple of things were good. We had some NBA upsets. Anytime an NBA upset happens, we always talk about it. Mm-hmm. It's very good. If a team, you're going to have 2, 3, 4 games a day in the NBA, and one of those teams loses outright, it's enormous. And then we'll go back to that Avalanche series. Game 1 was 2-1. Game 2 was 2-1. Good results. They want to lay a puck and a half, and they want to take the Kings on the money line. So best result is Colorado by 1. 2 games in a row, it's happened.
Yeah, there you go. Joe, I gotta show something real quick. A friend of mine and a very good friend of the show, Josh Bell, no names, he sent me his betting slip right there. $25 pays $1,050. He had the 76ers and the Trailblazers on the money line.
Nice.
In a parlay.
Attaboy.
Shout out to you, Mr. Bell. Art, 25 to pay 1,000?
He just had the 2-teamer. That was it?
Yeah, that seems like a big payout.
Not with those prices.
Yeah, I mean, both, the Celtics were like a 14.5 point favorite. Spurs were what, 11.5, 11?
Yeah, I mean, it ended up plus, it was a plus 4,100 bet. Anyway, Shout out to Josh.
Yep.
That's a hell of a hit.
Yeah. Oh, he also.
And by the way, that is in this round of the NBA playoffs. It's been like this for a while. Underdogs, if you like underdogs, you better believe they can win, because very few underdogs lose in cover. But boy, oh boy, the trend has been a lot of them actually win the game outright. So, lesson learned there. It's an opportunity. If you like some dogs, you better believe they can actually win the game.
Well,
and don't forget, too,
Yep.
We try to price favorite money lines even higher.
Yes.
Because you recognize what's going to happen. If once again 3 or 4 NBA games, all those favorites are going to be parlayed. They're going to be favored with the NHL games. Baseball games are going to be thrown in there. So if you have maybe, let's say, normally like a minus 1,200, maybe you put up minus 1,400. You kind of price the favorites a little bit higher.
That is really good information. Art DeCesar joining us. Just to follow up on Mr. Bell, after he won that 25 to pay $1,000 parlay, he cashed out at the slot machine.
Well done.
13,000.
130,564.
130,564, but that's cash of $15,000. So he cashed 15 grand at the slots.
Well done.
Hell of a night for Mr. Bell and a good friend of mine. I'm very happy for him. Okay, all right, let's get to some sharp bets. We've also got the draft we're going to discuss. Let's start with
But he should put that 15 grand on the Phoenix Suns on the money line and the Orlando Magic. If he had any hair on his balls, that's where he'll go.
No doubt.
Impress us that way, Mr. Bell. Impress us that way. Yeah, Bell. That's right.
Okay.
Double it up.
So we got -9s for Detroit, total of 218.5. It's been bet up. Phoenix and OKC bet up as well. Total now 216 and 216.5 at a few books. -17.5. -17. Art, how do we bet these games? What's going on over there?
Well, really the only thing to speak of in the NBA, because it's impossible with the OKC game. I mean, I'm sure people will look for in-game opportunities, first half, second half. It just, it's tough with a line that heavy. Just like in game one, they laid the Pistons 8.5. Sharps again are on the Pistons in a must-win spot. So, yeah, I mean, Pistons money, I don't think there's any surprise there. Even a little Pistons money in the first half as well.
Yeah, these are ugly. These two games that I isolated are absolutely gross and disgusting. A lot of day baseball today as well, Art. What do we got going on early? Anything you seeing anything early there?
I mean, as far as baseball goes, Publix on the Dodgers again. Shocker, they went up from $2 to $2.20. Our two sharp bets in baseball, Marlins and Pirates. Those were the two teams that we identified seeing some sharp money overnight.
How did the 1.5 do last night, by the way, Art?
He had
Cleveland.
Cubs and he had Cubs and Guardians. So Guardians won, right? They finished.
The Guardians.
Honestly,
I believe he hit them
both might have won.
Yeah, I think he hit them both.
I think
right?
both. Yeah, I think he did, which is rare.
Yep.
Trust me, it's rare for this guy.
Yeah, he hit them both. That's classic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the
Mets, we always say
the Mets melted again, but that's a different story.
When you have a good customer like that, you want them to win sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes.
You just do,
That's so funny. When you have a good customer, you want them to be happy sometimes.
Well, you don't want them to run out of all their bullets and then they're gone. They're done.
Correct.
So every now and again they hit a game, it's fine.
That's right. It wins.
So Art.
Yeah.
If they run out of all their bullets, have you not accomplished what you're trying? Like, why prolong? Like, if a guy has $1 million and you want it, go get it. Get it as fast as you can. What are you dragging it on for?
Yeah, but people want to look at handle too, and how's your handle, and that always happens. I'm with you, Prez. Obviously, the goal is to win, but you don't want your handle to drop off either. And a guy like that who wins every now and again, he's just going to put it back in play. That's all he's going to do.
Guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Our Blue Jay segment, we have one every day. They won yesterday, 3 in a row now. Trevor Hoffman, I don't know. I think he might be done. They got a new closer who looks good. They're playing today. Art, tell me my Jays are going to keep winning.
Nope.
Oh, they have been playing good, obviously.
Not against Soriano. Not against Soriano.
Yeah, that's the problem. Soriano's been as good as it gets. I mean, he's been awesome. Mm-hmm. So, you might have some problems there, Press.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got draft conversation and NHL. We've got 3 games tonight in hockey, Art. Are you taking, what is it tonight? NBA versus hockey. Is it 5-1 bets, 4-1 bets? And then give us some hockey bets.
Well, obviously you got 3 hockey games compared to 2 NBA games, and the 2 NBA games are stinkers. I mean, they're as bad as it gets. Not that we won't have action on the games, because we will. But when you look at these NHL games tonight, I mean, is it a shock that they're betting the Oilers over? No. I would say the public's on the Flyers. Now the public's all over the Flyers. So I think eventually we're actually going to see some sharp Penguin money, which I know is crazy because they've looked awful. But I think eventually if they keep betting the Flyers, we might move up a little bit and maybe entice a little bit of Pittsburgh money. And the Sharps seem to be on the Stars tonight. Small, but there's a little bit of sharp money on the Stars.
Yeah, I could see that. I actually like the over in that game. We'll talk about it a little later. What do you got? Draft pick. We got the NFL draft coming up. You got some bets for us, and is there a minimum? Yeah. Is there a minimum or maximum wagers on the draft picks, or you allow someone to put $50K down?
Oh, the draft market is exactly maybe a nickel. Yeah, I mean, maybe a dime, maybe a dime. You're going to talk a nickel dime. Most people are betting anywhere from $100 to $300. It's just because here's the thing. When you take your first bet in a draft prop, let's say on an over-under for a guy, the thing can move 300 cents.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it just can. Like, we had Ty Simpson. They bet his under 32.5, basically saying, will he be a first-round pick? I mean, we had to move that 300 cents. Omar Cook, the receiver from Indiana, they bet his over 23.5. Styles, the linebacker from Ohio State, 5.5. We never moved off the 5.5. We just moved the juice. We basically went from like minus 115 to minus 180. Concepcion, who's a receiver from Texas A&M, they took his over. We were slotted him right at 24.5, right basically where the Eagles were picking, because if they trade A.J. Brown, they're probably in the mood for a receiver, but a lot of people bet him over, and we actually moved that number to 27.5. We didn't even mess with the juice there. We moved him almost 4 picks. And then we had a really fun receiver matchup. The two best receivers in the draft, who probably both go in the top 10. We had Carnell Tate, the receiver from Ohio State, versus Jordan Tyson, the receiver from Arizona State. We opened that matchup Tate minus 160. It went all the way up to 250. Then there was buyback on Tyson. It actually saw really good two-way action. And that's the thing with these props. Some information breaks here, some information breaks there, and the board goes crazy. So it's actually kind of difficult to book those props.
And the board goes wild, Joe.
And the board goes wild.
Yeah, wait, a great job, NFL, bringing it to Pittsburgh in 8-degree weather. I'm sure they're ecstatic up there to come to the oh, that's right, Mendoza's not coming because he wants to stay here in Miami where it's 80 degrees instead of freeze his ass off and shake Roger Goodell's hand. You got to love that. But what happens after that, Art? Number 2 is the New York Jets, right? Do we have who goes second? Do we have any market on who the Jets are going to go with? Is it Reese?
Well, I got it. I got it. Who is going to be the biggest quarterback bust of this draft?
Well, there's only 2. That's the problem.
Well, that guy.
That is
whoever that guy is. Problem. That's who the Jets are drafting.
No, Jets don't get that's going to go to the Raiders. So, but
so who will be the next biggest bust of the draft?
Well, the Jets are number 2, Art. So what do you got on the board telling us who the Jets are going with?
Well, it's funny. We didn't have anything on, that second pick because that, I want to say maybe a week ago, I bet David Bailey at plus 110.
Yeah. It's either him or Reese, right?
And literally 2 days later, they were offering me like 25% of my cash out. Because they were like, all right, because they were like, no, in a bad way. They were like, we'll give you like $20.
Right.
Like, this guy's not going second. And then today, it completely flipped, and now he's the favorite again. Like, that number 2 pick market between Reese and Bailey has been nuts. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, it just goes back and forth. They've both been like minus 250 to be the second pick here in the last 4 days.
Are there 2 quarterbacks in the first round? Because that's going to be the other big one.
That's the thing, and that's why we had Simpson at 32.5. Obviously, 32 first-round picks. Does someone want to draft? And listen, a lot of people took him under.
I feel like the Jets, Tony Mandridge, I'm thinking.
No, that was
the Incredible Bowl.
Yes, but that was also. Well, I mean, you're involving 2 of the worst franchises at the draft over the last 100 years with the Raiders and the Jets are number 1 and number 2. Where do you have Jordan Love going? Because running backs, I guess, I have made a comeback over the last couple of years. Bijan Robinson was obviously pretty big. But what are we doing with running backs? Is Jordan Love going top 10?
And will he go to Green Bay?
Well, we had him slotted at 4.5. And
really?
Obviously, obviously with the card. Now, listen, there was tremendous juice on the over. The Cardinals sitting there at 3 have been linked to him. The Titans have been linked to him. Even my Giants at 5 have been linked to them. And listen, a team like Tennessee and a team like Arizona who need a million things, they could always trade out of that slot, and some team identifies Love as the best pick in the draft and says, hey, he can make or break our team. So that is always possible. I don't even think that's out of the question for the Giants at 5 if they get overwhelmed by someone wanting to trade up. So, I mean, listen, Love has been on a lot of people's boards the best player in the draft. So I never believe in taking a running back that high, I think there's a team. I think there's a team who's going to pull the trigger.
What does Diana
Where's
Rossini
my Canadian
think?
going? Where's the Canadian going? Akeem.
Who does
Who's
she
he
think
play
the
for,
Patriots are getting? Who does she think the Patriots
we don't even
are
know.
going?
The Hurricanes. Defensive end.
Whoa, Ruben Bain? What are you talking about?
You don't. No Canadians are getting any love. We might have.
Bain's a top 10 pick.
He's got to be.
Okay.
Gotta be. He's got to be.
Okay.
It's much more defense than offense, though, Art. Right? Is that what you're seeing as well?
You know why too, Joe? Because a lot of the tackles have like fallen.
Yes.
You know, there's like 3 or 4 tackles who are normally all
get up.
top 5 and top 10 picks. Now they're all kind of slotted between 10 and 20.
Yep.
So you're still going to see a bunch of tackles go in the first round, but you know, that guy who's like, hey, this guy's the second pick in the draft because you need a left tackle. There's a couple of receivers. Obviously you got Mendoza, you got the running back, and then it seems all like edge guys.
I agree.
And the Ohio State safety, you got to throw him in there too.
Yep. Downs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. Let's keep the show moving. Anything else sharp bets wise?
No, I mean, obviously we'll have a lot more tomorrow for the, remaining games. We've seen a little bit of movement yet, but, I want to make sure that that's, updated information tomorrow.
Perfect.
Parlay of the day, boys. I'm going back to the Edmonton Oilers. I'm going to take them in regulation. They're minus 115 around. I think they get it done. I think this Anaheim team coming into the playoffs had won 2 of 12. And they really, they had a good 6 minutes in the last game. So I think Edmonton gets it done tonight. I think it'll be easier than it was in game 1. Art, what do you got?
I don't trust the Penguins to do anything. So I'm actually going to take the under in that game. Under 5.
I love it. Love it. Joe?
Under in the Yankees-Red Sox game, Fried versus Suarez there. And right now, Red Sox can't hit water if they fell out of a boat. So they ain't going to hit against Fried either. So I'll go under 8.5, I think. Art, is that what we're 8 now? Yeah, 8. Wow, that's dropping like a hurry. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Did you hear about the incredible, one of the Canadian parliamentary, the government guys, makes a speech on the floor. Did you hear? He's like, the opposition has no right talking to our finance minister. That would be like a beer league hockey player telling Conor McGregor how to play hockey.
Well, he's got a
Conor
point.
McGregor.
I don't know how Conor got thrown into that. That's pretty
Wait, but he said Conor McGregor?
Yeah, that's great.
That's awesome.
Conor McGregor.
That's great.
Like a Canadian.
Unreal.
Yeah.
So now there's memes everywhere. Connor stick handling with the tattoo.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah.
Yep. I love that.
Okay. Predictive markets. Joe, the mic is yours.
All right. So let us review quick, Art, from yesterday. A couple of games that we highlighted in the NHL that we said now might be the time to buy low on one of these teams. And, well, we had mentioned, I believe, the Tampa Bay Lightning, in fact, yesterday, that we're trading right around 50 cents after losing game 1 to Montreal. Well, wake up this morning here after that overtime win, and here we go, Prez. They're up to 62 cents right now. So already, if they win game 3, I would imagine that's going to get a lot closer to 70 cents. But after what you witnessed yesterday, you two guys here, is it, if you haven't been invested, is Montreal at 38 cents worth a wager at this point here? Art, what do you think?
It's a good question. Obviously, we like them pre-flop, before game 1. Yeah, I mean, I still think, I'm trying to get our updated series odds just to give you perspective of what we've done.
Hedman injury report.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
The fights in that game were amazing last night. That was so much fun. So much fun.
So, like we said yesterday, if the Lightning were to win that game, they'd be back to almost close to $2.
Which
Lightning
they
now
are,
minus one. Yeah, minus now for us now minus 185 for the Lightning. So obviously they're approaching that $2 spot. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't like to take the worst of the numbers, so I don't know if I'm getting involved now in the Canadians at plus 160, plus 165 when I already am sitting there with a plus 220 ticket. But I get it. I mean, they could have easily won that game last night. So there are people who are going to look at it and say, hey, I watched the first two games. The Canadians are live, and now it's time for me to get in. It's already happened with the Mammoth. Saw a little bit of Mammoth money in the series.
Yeah.
So,
again, the question is, does Montreal, is this going 7? Because if it's going 7, then I think if you buy in on Montreal at 38 cents, I do think you can get out before anything, before it's decided and still make a pretty decent profit if it can get to 7 games.
Yeah, and I think it gets to 7, and I'll tell you how I see this playing out. Sorry. I actually see Tampa Bay winning game 3. So I would not jump on Montreal right now.
Just yet.
I see Montreal coming back and winning game 4. I see Tampa Bay winning game 5, Montreal game 6, and then we are in game 7. Keep in mind, Tampa Bay have been really bad at home in the playoffs of late. I think that last night was their second W in 11 or 12 home games. I mean, like a really horrible home record. But I will say this. Victor Hedman, if he comes back, is going to be a big deal in that series. The longer the series goes, I think the better for Tampa Bay, not Montreal. I think Tampa Bay is a heavier team. I think they're going to, at some point, start affecting Montreal with the heavy hitting. But look, I've been, I like Art, like Montreal at the beginning of the series. I just don't like them right now. I feel like Tampa Bay is going to get it done in the next game. I think they just haven't played well at all yet.
And for those of you guys new, again, the concept is we don't really need either. We're not betting this, so these teams actually, we don't care who wins. We just care on we're buying into the move. We just need the lines to move in our favor before game 7. Yesterday you had Tampa at 50 cents, now 62. You had Montreal at about 47.
We said to take Tampa yesterday. Yes, so now, right there, you've already made a good return on your money in 24 hours.
Correct.
We have a listener who put a comment up yesterday who was like, I don't want to be doing this predictive market stuff. Nathan, predictive market betting sucks. Why would I want to think about my position on a sports team for a week? Yeah, so Nathan, look, I get it, dude. Some people are capable.
We'll say it with a graphic because it's much easier this way.
No, but I do want to make my comment. But go ahead.
Yeah. Yesterday, the other game we talked about as we were sitting here was Buffalo and Boston. And I said, I think you got to be out of your mind not to think that Boston doesn't have a chance of bouncing back. And yesterday, Prez, Boston was at 25 cents. Buffalo was at 75. Well, boy, oh boy, looks like Boston won last night. So let's check in and see exactly where they are. Look at that, Prez, look at that now. From 25 to now 45 to win the tournament. And just like that, in 24 hours, and we nearly doubled our money. So that is why you worry about the predictive markets.
Yeah, and to what Nathan is saying, where he writes, why would I want to think about my position on a sports team for a week? So, Nathan, let me respond to that. Some of us are capable of thinking about a sports team for a minute, just a second. Some of us can figure out whether to hedge in under 16 seconds. Some of us can figure out whether to sell or buy in under a minute. I apologize that it takes you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to think your thoughts through. But the rest of us, our brain actually fires.
But again,
the guy needs to think about his bet for an entire week, Joe.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
why would I want to think about my position on a sports team for a week? A whole week?
Well,
Holy crap, Nathan. I wonder how long it took you to write that comment out.
Yeah, well, you can't help, you need a week to figure it out. Or better yet, if you're the kind of guy that thinks by actually investing in the futures market and needing the exact outcome in order for you to cash, well, then that's where you hang out in there. Me, I want nothing to do with it. I just want to be able to buy low and get the hell out ASAP.
Well, could you imagine him buying stock? Oh, my God. I have to hold my stock? I got to think about my Bitcoin position all day, every day. Sorry, honey, no sex. I'm thinking Bitcoin. Sorry, honey, we're not taking the kids out for dinner. I'm thinking my stocks. Okay, Nate, sorry to make fun of you, bro. Lots of love. I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you commenting. But if you're going to write something stupid, I'm going to be an idiot.
20-cent move, Art, in one win. So what happens now if Buffalo comes back and wins game 2 in Boston? You know what's going to happen here. And this is the predictive markets in a nutshell. So you buy back in on Buffalo now at 55 cents. If you love them to win game 3, guess what they're going to be in game 4? Back to 75 cents. And here we go, back and forth. What a great way to do it. Now, the question is, do we really think Boston can repeat what we just saw last night? Because they kind of manhandled Buffalo with the back against the wall there.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from the side in that game.
I mean,
Boston's dominated the series.
Pastrnak was on fire last night. I mean, he was.
I mean, for 52 minutes of game 1, they were dominating. Listen, as someone holding an Eastern Conference ticket on Buffalo, I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Is there a place you could hedge out and make a few bucks in the meantime in case it doesn't come to fruition?
Well, it would require him dedicating an entire week to thinking it through.
Thinking about through. That's a good point. Yeah, I wouldn't want that to happen.
Bitcoin, Joe.
Unreal.
Bitcoin, man.
Yes.
How 79K, baby.
79, Prez, and possibly climbing here. My goodness, look at that.
With that said, I hit that under by the skin of my teeth yesterday.
Yep.
And then it went to the moon. What are we gonna do today, Joe? Oh man, I'd like to just pass. We've already had a 2,700 upswing. I do think we go under. I think we're going to have a buyback, Joe. So we're going to go with under 79.5.
78,750 is not a bad price either.
I'm not getting greedy. 79,000. We're going to go with the under 79,000. No to the 45 cents. That's where we're going. I hope I'm wrong.
Wait a minute. No. You think it's going under or over?
Under.
Okay, so then you're in here at 46 cents right now. Okay, so you think it's
46
under.
cents.
Yep,
yeah,
46.
I don't have my glasses on. So now it's 47. Now it's 46.
Yep.
Changing live on air. Oh my God. We're going to have to think this through. Guys, we're putting the show on hold so Joe, Art, and I can think it through for the next week.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to think about my Bitcoins here. I don't want to have to think about it for more than...
Miguel writes in our chat section, we're doing mailbag interspersed. He wrote, dude, I never played Pac-Man in my life. That's what I said yesterday. And he thought that was funny. It got me thinking, guys. I actually did have a 3-month moment where I played a video game.
Really?
Yeah, where it was like every day I would come to work and instead of working, we would play this damn video game. I was the boss, so I had 2 staff at the time, and they had the best job in the world. They were forced to play me in the video game.
What was it?
Counter-Strike.
Oh, God. I can't believe it. Wow.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say like NHL 94.
Yeah,
no. Yeah, I did play Counter-Strike for about a 3-month period.
Give me Roenick and Chelios with Eddie Belfour in goal.
I was a Vancouver guy with Pavel Bure. Give me Pavel Bure. Oh, man.
Yeah, it was
He was so
awesome.
fast in that game.
So I never played that ever in my whole life.
Oh, so fun.
The best.
It was the best.
The best
NHL.
game
You'd
ever.
actually have guys bloodied on the ice from checking them into the thing.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, nobody could stop Roenick. He was out of his mind.
No, he was.
That was great. Yep.
Art, what do you got to promote, bro?
Listen, obviously, we'll come back tomorrow with all the NBA and NHL playoff stuff. Friday we'll recap the draft. We'll do some UFC stuff on Friday as well, and we'll just keep rocking and rolling on the daily stuff.
Steve Larmer from The Point.
Hey, my friend, dude, it's funny you mentioned Steve Larmer. My friend's daughter and Steve Larmer's daughter are roommates.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Larmer was great.
I haven't met him, but supposedly he's a really nice guy. But you know what? That wouldn't surprise me because hockey players are such nice guys on the whole.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I met Daryl Sittler one time. You might not even know the reference, Daryl Sittler, but I mean, it was just incredible. These guys are incredible. And so many of them, like Steve Larmer, legitimately Hall of Famer, got to be a Hall of Famer, right?
Played forever, too. Larmer played forever.
I think he played for the Rangers, too.
I think, he did. Yeah.
I promise you he's broke. Not broke, but none of these guys made any money.
No, not them. No, not them.
No.
But
Marcel Dion, how much money you think that guy made in his career? And he's top 10 goal scorer of all time?
Yeah, not much.
Prez, the NHL players are still underpaid. Compared to these other sports?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, come on. They're still underpaid.
Or overpaid compared to golf and tennis and some of the other
Listen,
sports.
there are kids now playing college basketball that are making more money than the NHL pros
Connor
did,
McDavid.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, Conor McGregor gets paid well in the NHL.
Yes. Yeah, he does.
True.
Yes.
Yeah.
Art to Caesar, everyone. Get out of here. Thanks for doing this. We'll see him tomorrow. Joe Ranieri, lots of shows still to go. We got 3 rundowns in the mailbag section, and of course, we got to take care of some business. Joe, I got 3 plays up tonight, 1 NBA, 1 baseball, and my first NHL total of the playoffs. I'm rolling. I had a bad night last night. I understand. 0-3. It happens. I've won 5 of my last 6 nights. I'm on a massive roll in every sport right now. I'm on a 10-3 NHL run. I'm 6-2 in the NBA playoffs. Guys, I'm feeling it. I know I had a bad night last night. Call it revenge. I'm going to have a winning night tonight. I insist that you guys play all 3 of my plays. But if you're only going to play 1, grab the NHL play. I got a really good feeling about that total. Joe, what do you got?
2 Major League Baseball games in play here today, and we've got 1 in the NBA here tonight. We certainly liked Portland yesterday, and they got it home there, but keep that in mind. Any dogs, if you like them, you got to like them also to win outright, because that is now a legit trend, Prez, that we've seen over the last couple of seasons here in the first round of the NBA playoffs.
There we go. Joe, NBA rundown, it's all you.
All right, so let's start with those dogs here tonight, and let's just get this out of the way. I don't think Phoenix can win this game. Does that mean I shouldn't bet them because I need to back the dog that I think can actually win? Well, no, you don't. The problem here with Phoenix is you're going to ask them to do something that they don't normally do. They're not a up-tempo team. They don't like to push pace. They like to control the pace. They like fewer possessions, not more. The problem is OKC boat raced them to the tune of 17 turnovers and 34 points they gave them off those turnovers. That game was over before it started. So can they avoid turning the ball over that many times and giving up that many points? If you think Booker and company can, then yes, you certainly want to take as many points. Now, to be fair to Phoenix, this thing opened up 19.5 points, and the market has done nothing but bet this thing back down to 16.5, maybe even 17, and I don't see it going back up. I think this is only going to continue to go down. So if you like Phoenix, now is the time to do it. If I would play anything in this game, I would expect Phoenix to come out breathing some fire here and not be embarrassed, much like the Sixers did yesterday against Boston, much to my chagrin. Would not shock me if Phoenix comes out, stays within the number early, but ultimately OKC will likely run away with it late in that one. And Detroit, listen, does anybody believe Detroit's going to figure out somebody else to score besides Cade Cunningham? Because they got dominated in the paint. They got dominated on the boards. The only person who could score was Cade Cunningham. This thing is up to 8.5, 9 points here. I'd be a little weary here. If Orlando keeps playing the way they did, they could be another live dog, whether Detroit fans like it or not there, Prez. So be careful.
There you go, Joe. We got 3 NHL games. Pittsburgh playing Philadelphia. I like the under in this game, Joe. I think we're going to have a low-scoring game. I think Philadelphia is going to keep it tight to the vest. I also do lean on Philadelphia here. I know Pittsburgh's in must-win mode, but this team is clearly not playing well. They were in must-win mode the last 2 games and couldn't get it done. Dallas playing Minnesota. I like the over in this game, Joe. It is 6. I also lean slightly on Dallas. I do think this is going to be a 7-game series, but like Tampa Bay and Montreal, I think Dallas wins tonight. Minnesota comes back and wins in game. Or I like Edmonton in regulation tonight, Joe, and I like the over in that game too. That was pretty quick. MLB is all yours.
All right, Prez, here we got some afternoon baseball games that we'll go ahead and give you a couple here right now in the 1 o'clock time frame. Astros and Guardians. Lambert getting another crack here at the starting rotation because of all the injuries here to the Astros starters. Going up against Tanner Bybee. Bybee's always been better at home here. Lambert, kind of the unknown. He only has 1 start under his name, a spot start here. And I think the Guardians' bats will get to him more so than the other way around. It is officially, Reds and Rays day here today with Martinez going up against Williamson. Listen, the Reds just keep winning games, going about their business. The Rays are having a hard time right now, but I do think the Rays bounce back in this one against the Reds. I think runs are coming with Junk and Leahy on the mound between the Marlins and the Cardinals. I do think Mize will get the better of Patrick. I'm looking for the Tigers to bounce back here. I think the Braves and Nats, if it ain't broke, why are we fixing it? I will go over in that one there. That's up to 9 right now. The Mets lost 12 in a row after coughing up another lead last night against the Twins. Still think they're going to cough up another lead here tonight against the Twins. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And right now, Mets are absolutely broke. Yankees, told you about that one. I think the under's a good play in that game there. The Phillies are like the Mets. They refuse to win games these days. Something named a Bacchus is pitching for the Phillies against Matthew Boyd. I'll take my chances with the better hitting Cubs here tonight. Pirates and Rangers. I'm looking for a pretty good one there, but I do like the under. I think the Rockies, hold your nose, but bet it. I think the Rockies get it done against the Padres. I think the Diamondbacks White Sox is another over. And I think the Dodgers, call me crazy, probably win by more than 1 run here tonight, Prez.
There we go, Joe. Mailbag section of the show. Ghost wins appreciated the shout out. Nate, our good pal, wants to know when Tokyo Brandon is coming on this week. Let me know too, Joe, because I think he's talking about another show. Jeff Albert wants no more singing. I don't know. I thought my singing was pretty good, dude. No. And Sparky Long, and this is where we're going to end because you're going to answer this question.
Sure.
Sparky Long writes, Joe Ranieri, I don't understand what's wrong with betting -1.5 on home teams in baseball. Do you want to explain that to him?
If he can explain to me where the advantage comes when you're expecting a team to win by margin that has at least 3 outs fewer than the other team. Just help me understand where the math works in your favor, betting a team who can only score runs in 8 at-bats as opposed to a team that has 9 at-bats.
Yeah, and I mean, Sparky, a team's up 4-3. Guess what? They don't bat in the 9th inning. A team is down 4-3, and they go into the 9th, and then they win 5-4, and the inning stops.
Correct.
And they don't get a chance to put up a 6th run. That's why.
I just think there are better bets to make, because if you're looking at teams that you think at home who are only going to get up 8 times, because that's all they're going to need to win by margin, then team total is a better market to be in than trying and hoping that they're going to win by more than a run and a half. So I think there are better ways to back the home team, but usually those home teams that you're even thinking about laying 1.5 with, Prez, are in the $2, $1.80, $2. They're overpriced to begin with. So I would just stick to the team total market and bet them that way instead of trying to lay a run and a half.
Jamie Moore wants to know why we don't cover UFL. Let's talk about Art. Let's talk with Art about that tomorrow.
Elf? Did you say? Alf?
UFL?
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay. Call it a show, bro.
There you go.
Get out of here.
No, UFL. What is that?
Bye, everyone.
Jesus.